So I didn't realise I was perimenopausal until I had a conversation with my sister, who's about 10 years older than me, and she came to stay for a few days, and I'd had a few symptoms, but I assumed they were kind of stress related or just life. And we were having a conversation, and it started around my belly, because I said to her, I'm putting weight on and I'm getting a belly and I don't like it. I've never had weight on my belly. I've always carried it on my hips and my bum. And she said, oh, it's just the menopause. You just got to deal with it. And I said, what do you mean? She said, you just thicken and that's it. And it will never go away now. That's what you've got to deal with. And she went back home, and I sat and I thought, why do I have to just accept this? This can't be right. There must be something else. And so I thought, right, I'm going to get fitter. I can't change what's happening to my body. My body is going to change. I'm getting older, but I maybe can change the way my body is so that it can deal with those symptoms.
My first experience of perimenopause, it was a bit like, I think of it as though I'd gone into the GP's office because I have a blood condition, and she's shaken a snow globe and she's thrown out this term called perimenopause. And that's when I was age 43, because then I went off and did Dr. Google, Dr. Bing, and oh my word, perimenopause, welcome to a new chapter in my life.
It's so difficult because there's such a wide range of symptoms, and actually I didn't even know I started the menopause until everyone started, not everyone, but a few people were talking about it. I didn't even know what the perimenopause was a year or so ago.
I was pretty naive to the menopause. I'm 51, but I don't think I'm 51. I still think I'm 19. So for me, it was like, I'm too young. I can't possibly be doing this now.
It's something that's not really spoken about. So it's something, believe it or not, I wasn't actually that aware of. I don't really recall any of my aunties or my mum or anybody going through it, yet it's there, isn't it, really?
Everybody seems to be a victim to it. So you accept that it's going to happen, and then you just go, well, I've just got to do it. And everybody was like that to a T, and I thought, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change this narrative. I'm going to change myself so that I can accept these symptoms easier. I can't stop it, but I can maybe make myself fitter for it.
I had the strange ones, like strange body odour, itchy skin, like my hair really dry and coarse, loss of sex as well, sex drive.
It's really important to be active while you're going through menopause, because it's not only, you know, the mental side, the physical side as well. You want to increase your bone density, and if you're being active, that'll do that. And all the other sort of diseases that come your way when you get a bit older, you're trying to sort of help prevent them.
I worked with a colleague called Louisa, who set up a group called Get Salty in Whitstable. Louisa wanted to do outdoor swimming, winter swimming. She started in January, and at first I thought, why would anybody go swimming in January in what is effectively a very cold sea? I then read up that cold water swimming could also help with menopause. I thought, okay, this is maybe the time to give it a go.
In 2015, I set up the Crawley Old Girls to enable really the missed generation to have a chance to learn to play football. We had 10 people on the first night, and it was just incredible. The fun, the laughter, we didn't know what we were doing, but everyone just had so much fun. And so the next week we had more people come along, and it was word of mouth. And it just sort of grew from there, really.
I work as a fitness coach and manager for New Fitness, and I've been working in my job since the last 8 years now. Things like Zumba, cardio workout, a lot of them did a lot of outdoor walking, and that they found helped them mentally, helped them cope with things. And they just said that when we were feeling that everything was overwhelming us, just taking that little walk outdoors just helped give us that time out from everything and help us with our moods.
To do skateboarding as well, which is just purely for fun.
I probably don't know what I would have done if I hadn't had football. Knowing that I can actually be active while having fun has been so important to me.
I think a lot of the women that we tend to work with haven't done physical activity at all, or they've just started physical activity. So I think that kind of has a bit of a knock-on effect with these symptoms. A lot of them say to us that coming out, working out is actually helping with their symptoms.
It's just that feeling of camaraderie, that we're doing it together. We all feel different every day. You never know how you're going to feel. Some days you can walk straight in and you think this is great. Other days it really is cold, even though the temperature's no different, just your body's different. So you have to respect that. And I've had a couple of times where I sat on the beach and watched because I've just thought, no, actually I can't do it today. And nobody pushes you, nobody forces you to go in. It's all very much a case of we all do it at our own pace and we support each other. My menopause symptoms have definitely decreased. I don't know if that's a result of getting fitter, of getting healthier, or if it's the cold water swimming, but the only thing that is really different is the cold water swimming. I ate pretty healthily before. As I said, I did exercise, but it wasn't consistent. The only thing I never did before was cold water swimming. I very rarely have night sweats. I'm sleeping a hell of a lot better. I think I'm still losing my memory, but I think that might be age as well. But I haven't got any new symptoms as yet. So I definitely think that this reset that I do a couple of times a week is helping.
Regardless of all the menopause and everything, when you're playing football and when you're with all these other women, your self-esteem grows. You become more confident with age.
Even the clothing can sometimes be quite overwhelming for you if you've never wore, sports gear or, trainers and stuff. So I think you can see them be quite nervous initially when they come in, and then slowly, once, you help them feel more comfortable, you could just see the confidence coming out, and then they're just raring to go, which is amazing for us to see.
Another thing that I've found from being in this environment and with this group is I've never had really strong body confidence, and certainly with my kids I've stayed out of getting into a swimming costume on the beach, not because of them but because I didn't want anybody else seeing what I look like in a swimming costume. And the supportiveness of this group and as I said earlier, the fact that it's based on the activity and not on the person has improved my body confidence massively, and I now feel that come the summer when my kids want to go in the sea, I'll strip off on the beach and go in with them, no problem.
In the Black community, we need to be talking about it more, different cultures, different thing. Also, the medical community, they need to be educated as well. So many people in the medical community aren't educated or know enough about menopause.
Now I have a greater understanding of it than I had maybe 10 years ago. And I feel now I know what to expect.
It's knowing the benefits, not just psychological benefits, but the physical benefits that are going to happen to me later on. So if I keep it going, it's not just dip in, dip out, but as long as it's continuous for a long period of time, then I'm going to get the physical benefits, which is, as you're in this stage, and I'm postmenopausal, that I don't want to be suffering from coronary heart disease, osteoporosis, sarcopenia. I want to stave that off as far as possible, put those brick walls up, and just live life to the full.
Talking to other people, meeting other women, and just you can see new friendships happening, between the women, and it just a sense of community. And it's nice kind of, and it's just women only space. It's just you women together, and you kind of rule the whole. You just feel like you rule the world actually when you're in class.
Every time I look at something sporty or something like that, I don't really identify with the person in the picture. And I think it's really important that we get the message out there that you don't have to be this, and there's nothing wrong with looking athletic and lovely, and because people do, but I just think it's really important that women see people like me and see me running around, boobs wobbling, and think, actually, I might be able to do that myself.
I think it's really important for women to be active, period, throughout their whole life. But I think in this stage of life, you've generally had kids. Kids take over. Your life becomes looking after them and being there for them, and we tend to lose focus on what we do. But I think as you get older, it's time to reclaim that a little bit. And I'm not saying I'm not about to go and run a marathon. I'm not about to go and swim the swim to France on the Channel. But I do feel that I'm taking time out for me.
I often think when I say to people, "Oh, come play football," they're like, "Well, I don't know anything about football. I can't play football." And I say to them, "But you're exactly the sort of people that would enjoy it and would just come along." There are sometimes people like me that don't like dance classes, and coordination's not brilliant. But football is just the thing. It's just so much fun, and you can do it at your own pace. It's not just the women that need to know what's going on. I think the partners and their families and friends sort of need to know, because sometimes mood swings and all sorts of things like that can affect the menopause. I've sometimes gone in the house and gone, oh, for goodness sake, why hasn't this been done like this? And my boy's like, what's that all about? But actually, if I'd have said, I'm going for the menopause, and sometimes you can get a little bit angry or whatever, then they might understand why I'm sort of ranting, raving, and that's not my usual self, although it probably could be.
It's given me a new lease of life. It's a new chapter that I can go off and explore, a new destination. So have a go at anything. As long as you enjoy it, that is the most important thing.
When you do get older, you're so embroiled in family life and children, and especially for women, there are so many things going on that you actually forget to have time for yourself. So I think what happens is a lot of women, I wasn't active at all, and a lot of the women that come now haven't been active for many years. And I think when you look at the importance of activity at our age, especially sort of menopause and perimenopause, it's so important to be active and get out there and not just that, and meet other women that are the same as you and just have the same sort of problems and same fun, and you're all like a support group together, really. I think women haven't often put themselves first, so I think now the opportunities are there, then they can actually have a bit of me time.
Let's get the conversation of menopause out there, because it's not something that should have a taboo and a stigma. It is going to happen to over half the population. So let's be talking about it. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's going to happen.